All right. Good evening, everybody. All the friends of Happy Coach. So, as promised, tonight we have a very special guest, Dr. Darren Chua. Dr. Darren Chua is a speaker, a coach, and a corporate trainer. But most importantly, he's an overcomer of stroke. Yep, so without further ado, Dr. Darren Chua, please share with us your story.
Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Thank you, Happy Coach Yuan Tai, for this introduction, and thank you for your invite as well. Really very privileged to be able to speak to everybody here today. My name is Darren, and I prescribe strategies for business leaders, team builders, as well as aspiring individuals to help them achieve their breakthroughs and attain their success, attain their goals using our transformation framework. I deliver all this using strategies through my keynoting workshops as well as coaching sessions. Ultimately, in life, what I really want to do is really to help people to add value to them and really just to help them to break free from their mindset so that they can really achieve life and enjoy life to the fullest. After all, as I believe, this ability is only in the mind. Today, I'm really very privileged to be able to be part of this continued sort of like a road tour using this book. Can you all see this? Prisoner of Hope. Yeah. So this is my latest book, and I believe that this is going to be a prize that will be won by someone later today, right, Coach Yuan?
Yeah.
So
We
this
are
book,
offering one book by Dr. Darren, his latest book, The Prisoner of Hope.
that's right.
So if you have come on to this show and if you stay to the end of the show, and if you are able to give us an answer to this question, what do you understand by hope? And I say again, if you answer this question, what do you understand by hope? What does it mean to you? What does the word hope, HOPE, mean to you? If you answer this question throughout the show and then you stay on until the end of the show, and if you have given us a very good answer and if you like the answer, you stand a chance to win Dr. Darren Chua's latest book, and you autograph it and you write a personal message to you. So welcome. If you have just joined us today, Dr. Darren Chua. And now, Dr. Darren Chua, just tell us a little bit, take us through the hallways of history and take us through what happened to you during those challenging times. Yep.
Sure. So actually, I mean, if we're going to talk about the story, it really starts all way back when I was born, right? I think when I was very much younger, when I was even in primary school, I was always wanting to make a difference, even in the community that I was in. At the point in time, it was with my friends, in my family, and I was always in a way.
Emily says hi. Hi, Emily. Thanks for tuning in.
Hi, Emily. Hi. And so for me, it was very important for me, somehow or another, the three words making a difference really kept ringing in my mind. And so whatever that I was doing, even in school, in primary school, secondary, JC, I was really always trying to make a difference in the community. Not just studying, although studying was important. I mean, in Singapore, studying is always important, right? With the grades that we need to get. But for me, it was also very important for me to be able to make an impact to the community, making a difference. And so you see me going through primary school, secondary school, JC, always trying to make a difference through all the CCAs that I was doing. I think during that time it was called an ECA, right? And then I managed to get into medical school in NUS, which I graduated in the year 2000. At that point in time, every year, NUS medical school only sort of like gets in about 150 at that time. And so in the year 2000, when I graduated, I think there were about 152 of us, and I was part of it. And so, I mean, I was definitely very, very accelerated. I was very, very grateful also for the fact that I was part of that community that was able to later on be able to be an impact and to serve the society. And so I was really very excited. And I remembered on the 28th of April, 28th of April was going to be about 3 days before I start my work as a houseman. As you all know, houseman is the year when a medical student graduates as a doctor, and then he goes on into the hospitals, and then as a houseman, as an intern year. And I remember that April 28th was the day, was also the night where I was supposed to be the MC of the D&D. So
that's right.
So in the in the late afternoon, I was just chilling, just waiting for time to pass, just playing computer games, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, half of my visual field went completely dark. And many people usually think that doesn't mean that you are half blind. So usually, when you say people half blind, you're thinking that half blind means like that, right? Yeah.
Yes.
But what happened to me was that half the visual field has gone completely dark. In other words, I couldn't actually see one side completely, and so that was the first time that happened to me, and I was of course a little bit alarmed. I was also a little bit like perplexed, like this is the first time, and it was just very weird, but as a doctor, we were always trained to, in a way, in any situations, in any emergencies, to remain calm, to sort of like to think through and to find out what are the possible options, right? At the point in time, I didn't think of anything. I mean, I just didn't know what was this thing that was happening to me, right? But I just thought, maybe I would just go back to my bed and just rest, right?
Okay.
So I slowly make my way gingerly, because like I said, I couldn't see half of my visual field, so I was very afraid of falling. So when I sat on my bed in my room, that was when the headaches started coming. And the headaches, if I remembered right, was the worst kind of headaches that I ever felt. It was pounding, and it was pounding increasingly, exacerbating. And so what was happening at the point in time was that there was a vessel in my brain that burst. And because the vessel burst, all the blood was just coming in,
going to the brain.
Into the brain. That's right. Yes. And for those of you who understands a little bit of our brain, our blood is actually right encapsulated by the skull. So right, the volume of the brain is fixed, but with more and more blood coming in,
Hi Hannah,
there's more volume going in.
Eugene. Hannah is online as well. Hi Hannah, thanks for calling. Please carry on. Sorry.
So with that, it's actually right. My headache was just getting worse and worse, getting more and more painful, getting more and more discomfort. The worst thing was that at home, no one was at home. My parents were away on a cruise. My sister was out with her friends, and I needed help, right? So I decided to call out and call a friend and ask her, hey, look, could you just help get me to a clinic? I don't know what's happening, but I think I need to see a doctor. And she said, sure, no problem, right? I will try and get as quickly to you. And then she put down the phone, and then 10 minutes later, she called me back. And she said that, PIE, there was a huge jam, and there was no way that she could get to me quick enough. And what she did for me was that she called an ambulance, and she asked me to wait, right?
But okay, Dr. Darren, I got to pause you here.
Sure.
So, okay, once again, if you have joined us, I think I see about 7 people online. Thank you for joining us. We have this special giveaway. So Dr. Darren has written a new book called Prisoner of Hope. Yep, he's holding it. And if you can answer this question, what do you understand by hope? And I say again, what do you understand by hope? What does it mean to you? What does hope mean to you? And if we like your answer, we'll pick towards the end of the show. We'll announce one person will win a personally autographed book, his book. at the end of the show. So now we are stuck on there's a PIE jam, and Dr. Darren, please carry on your story.
So that PIE jam happened 20 years ago, all right? And then so at the point in time there was a PIE jam, and like I said, my friend was supposed to pick me up to bring me to a clinic, because at the point in time I was having a exacerbating pain. It was very uncomfortable. I could still remember. And again, like I said, right, it was just getting more and more painful.
Okay, Emily has replied, hope is happiness. Yes, this is a good one. Thank you for sharing. Yep, sorry, please carry on. I'll interrupt once in a while because there are comments coming. Yep, please carry on, Dr. Darren. Yep.
No problem. And then subsequently, as a 24-year-old young adult male, I think what I thought naturally was just a natural reaction, right? I mean, like I said, young adult male, I just thought, I need to do something to help myself out of the situation. Somehow or another, I was having accelerating pain, but I didn't want to do nothing. I wanted to do something for myself. And so, as I was
thinking, question, Dr. Darren. So at that point of time, your friend told you that there's a jam on the PIE and she might not be able to get to you in time, and then you're feeling physical pain and all that. What were your emotions? What were you feeling inside? What's running through your?
So to be honest, I think fear was definitely one of them. But I think what was more important was that I was telling myself I need to control my emotions, and rather than succumbing to fear, I need to, in a way, find I need to find a plan out of the situation. Because if I succumb to fear, then in a way I would be dominated by fear.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be able to do anything. But I really wanted to do something to get out of the situation. And so what I did was that I took my keys, my set of keys, and I wanted to walk to the front door to open the front door so that the ambulance team can come and rescue me. To me, at the point in time, it just makes perfect sense. I needed help. If I could just help the ambulance team to get to me, that would help me myself. And so I stood up, and that was when I realized I was completely weak. Because the minute I stood up, I fell down immediately. I realized half of my physical body was completely without strength. I couldn't move the entire right side of my body. And that was when I was also realizing that I wasn't able to actually control my body. I was actually losing control of my body as well.
Okay, Sean Clifford has a comment. Great to see us live. Hi, Sean. Sean is all the way from the UK.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean. Thanks for joining in.
How's the weather there?
How's the weather there, Sean? Maybe you can share with us. Sorry, please carry on with your story.
Yeah. So like I said, I wasn't going to be stopped. And so I crawled my way to the front door. Again, like I said, the goal was still to open the front door so that the team, the ambulance team, could come and save me, right? So I crawled to the front door. I took the keys to try and open the front door, and that was when I realized that I couldn't recognize any of the 5 keys that was in my hand. And that was the first time in my life I realized that I was almost completely useless, hopeless. First time in my life as a 24-year-old medical graduate who always thinks that I have everything under control. At that point in time, I was completely helpless. And all I could do at that point in time was just to crawl back to my bed and just to wait out the ambulance team to come and get to me. They took about maybe 15-20 minutes. They knocked down the front door, and the minute I was in the ambulance, I blacked out. 3 weeks later, when I awoke, half of my body was, like I said, completely helpless, weak. They scar, my skull, they carved out 1/3 of my skull. At that point in time, they were doing an emergency surgery that was called craniectomy. There was a lot of blood in my brain, and the only surgery that they could do was just to remove all the blood, remove the blood, release the pressure, and just let my brain heal by itself.
Mm.
And so the scar was removed, 1/3 of it. I wasn't able to speak completely. I wasn't able to see half my visual field. And so that was how I started my life as a doctor, 24-year-old.
So how do you feel at that point of time?
At this point in time, and that's the question that everybody asks me, right? At a particular
Mm.
point in time, how did I feel? And maybe I can have some responses from the audience. I mean, what do you guys think I felt at that point in time?
Yeah, so imagine yourself as Dr. Darren at that point of time, lying on the bed, half your body is unable to move, and you probably didn't know how much time have passed, have elapsed. You probably have to figure out, and or maybe somebody tell you, and you're just lying on the bed, not able to move, and having some pain from the surgery and all that. How would you feel? Yeah. So if you can just share in the comment box below, share some comments. How will you feel if you are Dr. Darren at that point of time lying on bed? Yep. So Dr. Darren, please take it on here.
Any responses so far? Yeah.
Not yet, but we can wait because there's a bit of slight lag. Yeah, I'll flash them once they come up. Yeah.
But usually, whenever I pose this question to the crowd that I'm speaking to, usually people will say that I should be feeling angry, I should be feeling afraid, I should be feeling scared, I should be feeling perplexed, confused.
Yes.
But actually, I remember that at the point in time, that particular point when I just in a way arose and sort of like woke up, opened my eyes, and sort of like get consciousness back again, I realized that actually the immediate sense of emotion was that of joy. And that joy I remembered came from the fact that I was still alive. Because the last thing that I sort of remembered was the intense pain and in a way the fear that I was having, not knowing what was happening. And then when I woke up, right, I was actually alive, So for that 1 second, I was actually having joy that I was actually that I am still alive. But then the next second, I saw my friends, my peers, people that I was studying with for the last 5 years as medical colleagues, who they were doing the rounds, they were doing the medical rounds, doing the thing that I was supposed to do. Right?
Oh, Emily is saying that she'll grumble a lot if she was lying on bed.
Yeah. So I remembered, right? A few of my friends, they were doing the ward rounds, they were doing the ward duties, and I remembered that I was thinking that, hey, I should be the one doing those duties. I mean, I was the doctor. I was the one that was supposed to be a doctor, and so I became very, very, in a way, confused, angry, and then that's where all the negative emotions all came in. And I remember that those emotions sort of like stayed with me for about 2-3 weeks. Really, I mean, every day, every night, just thinking about what was happening to me, what was happening to my body. Until I believe there was one evening.
How old was your boy then when that happened?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't have any child yet.
This was 20 years ago. Yeah.
20 years ago. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Please carry on. Sorry.
So it was that evening. I was in the ward, and I remember that evening as a very, very intensely humid evening, and the fan wasn't blowing, and all I wanted to do was just to have some fan. But the thing is, I saw the remote control just in front of me, and yet I couldn't reach out because my body was so weak. And because I couldn't even speak, I couldn't even tell any nurse about my discomfort. And so that was when I really realized, how, in a way, hopeless and helpless I was. Again, like I said, despite of the fact that I studied so much, had so much success in my earlier years, yet at a point in time, I realized that, I wasn't able to do anything. And that was when I decided to have a mentor mental shift, a mental model shift. That rather than being a prisoner trapped within my own body, I realized that I could actually be a prisoner of hope. Because the good thing about being a stroke survivor is that the next day and the next week and the year after, actually the amount of recovery that I wanted was really up to myself, right? Unlike any other terminal illnesses whereby the body decays and deteriorates day after day, for a stroke survivor, actually every other day can be a day of increase, can be a day of better outcomes, as long as I have a plan. And so from there
Dr.
onwards,
Darren, let me just pause you for a while. So
sure.
you must have gone through a roller coaster of emotion. So when you
Yeah.
were at your lowest point, right? How do you feel, and what is the tipping point where you start to go up again?
Yeah, so that tipping point was the evening, right? So that tipping point was the evening when I was asking myself, do I want to be a prisoner trapped within my own body, or am I going to be a prisoner of hope, whereby I decide to make decisions and decide to plan for myself. And so I think that was the pivot, the point of pivot, whereby once I decided that I would rather be a prisoner of hope, then I decided to start to set plans. So every day I will wake up in the morning to do my body exercises, do my walks. In the afternoon, I will do my head exercises, trying to in a way trying to do some writing even, and then at night I will then do my reading. Again, like I said, at the point in time, I wasn't able to read completely. I wasn't able to read at all. So I had to start reading. I had to start back from ABCs again, fundamentals. So I did that for 3 years. I did that for 3 years. Every year, asking the medical counselor whether or not I could actually get back to work as a doctor, because again, my joy and my delight and my desire was still to be a doctor. And so just because I was going to have a stroke wasn't going to stop me, right? But year on year, year after year, the Singapore Medical Council always told me that they are not going to give me the license to practice, because they were always very afraid that if there were any emergencies in the hospital, I wouldn't be quick enough to respond because of my physical condition, which is fair enough, because at that point in time, in 2001, 2 and 3, my physical body was actually very much different from where I am now. And so at that point in time, like I said, my parents were also not getting any older, and I knew that I had the responsibility to take care of them as well. And so I decided
Okay, sorry, let me just pause you over here, Dr. Darren. So if you guys have just joined us, once again, we have a special giveaway. So Dr. Darren has a new book, Prisoner of Hope. And if you can answer the question, what do you understand by hope? What does the word hope mean to you? And then if you can answer this question and we select your answer towards the end of the show, you will get his book, Prisoner of Hope, and he'll personally autograph it and write an encouraging message for you. Yep, so Dr. Darren, so the SMC as Singapore Medical Council has repeatedly denied your application to practice as a doctor. Yeah, let's take it from here.
Yeah, and but like I said, my parents were not getting any older, and being the single male, I have a younger sister, but I am still the single male. I have a responsibility to my parents, right? I mean, and so I decided to start work. At the point in time, I just thought that the next best work that I could do, the next best job rather that I could do was that of a healthcare administrator. But I quickly realized that work as a administrator, or rather the job of an administrator, is very different from that of a doctor. And I realized that the kind of job that I was doing as an administrator wasn't really fulfilling me. Again, it is not something that I enjoy. Again, I know that there are many people that actually enjoy the work of an administrator. I remember my mother is someone that just loves administrative work, right? And she excels in it. But I am someone who actually does not excel in it, and I don't really like the kind of work. And so I really didn't really like what I was doing, and I was in a way dying inside, for
Yeah.
like 2 years. And then I had
Mm-hmm.
the privilege to sort of like have an opportunity to take a master's program in NUS,
Mm.
uh, 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 under a scholarship
Mm-hmm.
stipend. So I took it. I took it for two reasons. The first one was really to challenge myself. I wanted to see whether cognitively, whether or not I'm still up to challenge, whether or not I'm still up to the
Mm.
challenge
Yeah.
of such intense medical, intense mental activity. And number two is also just to have time off, time out, so that I can in a way plan and see what am I going to do for the rest of my life. Um,
Mm.
and during this period, it was good because I managed to realize one thing, one key truth, and that is
Mm.
our job is not our work.
Mm.
And just because
Mm.
my job as a doctor ended,
Yeah.
my work continues, and I realized that the work that I do, what causes me to have delight in, it
Yes.
is really trying to help people, trying to add value to people. The
Mm.
job that we do, which is the income that we get every
Yeah.
month, that is something that can be a job. But more importantly, we need to identify what is the work that you are called to do. And once I sort of
Mm.
like realized that distinguishment, I sort of like just moved out from medical, and I started my own business. The first business, again, being that of Potter's Clay Education, which is a learning
Mm.
center. Again, like I said, the whole idea was to add value to the youth, add value to the parents, not just teaching them and increasing their grades, but also helping the student grow character-wise as well.
Mm.
That was in 2009. In 2011, I started another company that was called Mindset Transformation Clinic, and that is the
Mm.
company that does all the keynoting, the keynote speaking, the workshops, the
Mm.
coaching sessions that I'm doing right now as well.
Yeah. Sorry, I just
So
got to pause you here because
mhm,
you mentioned a very good point. Your job is not your work.
yes,
Is that right? Your job is
yes,
not your work.
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because a lot of us cannot differentiate between job and work. Yeah.
sure.
So, what is your advice? How can we really distinguish what is job, what is work?
Yeah. So again, like I said, our job gives us our monthly income, right? Whereas our work,
Yeah.
it's the using or what we do, using the skills and the talents that we have to empower the people that's around you, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
so right,
Absolutely.
our job is the income that we take in every month, but our
Mm.
work is our empowerment using
Mm.
our skills and talents, which we all have. So all of us have different skills, different talents, and our work is to make sure that we identify those talents and those skills, and then to empower the people
Mm.
that's around us. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Very good point. So, viewers, please go back after this show. Maybe you can do a little bit of self reflection. If you are under employment, do you see your job as your work, or you see your job as just something that brings home, puts bread on the table, or do you see it as something more, something that you are actually adding value to other people and you're actually building other people's lives? Please think about it because having this right and getting this right is very important for you to be really happy, to find fulfillment in your work, and to be sustainable, to last long and to do well in your work. Yes,
Yes.
this Dr. Darren, please carry on from here. Yeah.
Where do we stop?
We talked about the job and the work, and so
Right,
you
right.
created the transformation. You started the transformation
So,
clinic.
so at the
Take it
point in
on
time,
from
I've already running two businesses. One was Potter's
yes,
Clay Education. The other one was
mm,
Mindset Transformation Clinic.
yeah,
Um, I think that was in about 2011,
mm,
2012. And at that point in time, I had the opportunity um, to to uh, to be given an opportunity to actually to play wheelchair table tennis. Again, like I said,
mm-hmm,
never played table tennis. I never definitely have not played wheelchair table tennis before, but I was challenged to actually to try out the sport. And when I tried it out, I realized that that was something which actually I was pretty good at. And I enjoyed it. I think more importantly was that I actually enjoyed playing it. And in 2015, I was selected to be part of the national squad, the para national table tennis team.
Well
and
done,
then,
well done.
and then we got the gold for Singapore in the ASEAN Games. So that was
Wow.
in 2015. Yeah.
Well done, well done.
So again, that was when I completely, in a way, the idea of disability is only the mind really totally fully entrenched in me fully, at that point in time, that ultimately
Yeah.
I really fully believe that ultimately disability is only the mind. And to challenge myself even further, in 2018, I got a team of friends, and they helped me to finish a Spartan race in Singapore, which took me about 6 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah,
Dr.
so
Darren, I haven't even attempted the Spartan race even once. All right. Yeah.
yeah.
So amazing. What made you sign up for the Spartan race?
So again, the whole idea of number one, proving to myself that disability is only in the mind, but more importantly,
Yes.
I realized it is really to show to the people, to people like you, to the people that's listening in tonight, that ultimately
Yeah.
that really that disability is only the mind, that whatever that you want to achieve can still be achieved, despite
Yes.
of whatever challenges that we may have.
Yes.
It is only
Lovely.
it's only a decision that we have to make. It's only a
So I got
decision
to pause you here, Dr. Darren. So once again, readers, you have just come in. Tonight we have a special giveaway, Dr. Darren's new book, Prisoner of Hope. So to win that book, a copy of a autographed book, Prisoner of Hope, simply answer this question: What do you understand by hope? What does the word hope mean to you? Answer this question in the best manner possible, in the most meaningful way possible. And towards the end of the show, we'll select one winner of the book by Dr. Darren Chua. Yep, so Dr. Darren, we are now at the Spartan race. Please take it from here.
Yeah, so I finished the Spartan race. Again, like I said, in 6 hours and 30 minutes. Usually, most people finish it in like within 1 hour, 1.5. I finished it in about 6 hours. But like I said, more importantly, it is not the fact that I finished it, but it is the fact that I finished it with a team. Like I said, I would never have been able to do it by myself. But I managed to get a group of people that was very, very supportive,
Yep.
and it helped me to just finish the race. And ultimately, it is really true. Teamwork makes the dream work. So in life, just because we cannot do something doesn't mean that you can never get it done. Right? It is
Yes.
always about getting a plan, having a strategy, and having good people around you to really to help you drive your dream forward. Yeah.
Yes.
And this year was supposed to be the year whereby I was going to climb Mount Fuji. Then of course COVID came, and then of course that sort of like put back everything. But this year I think I did a 5 kilometer walk to raise funds for the mental wellness. So again, whatever that I'm sharing now, it's really not to say how good I am, but it is really just to encourage people, just to really to let everybody understand that disability is only in the mind. That whatever that you want to achieve, whether be in business, whether be in your life, everything can still be achieved despite negative circumstances. Yeah.
So like you say, hope is a titanic mental shift, and disability is just in the mind. Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you
Yes.
for that. Yeah. Let's carry on.
Yeah. So then that comes to 2020, and I'm just looking forward to 2021. And again, like I said, I think the COVID it's coming to an end soon. They are already finding. I think in a few months' time, the vaccine will be out. Once the
Yeah.
vaccine is out, I think life is going to. It won't be back to full norm. I don't think we get back to full norm as before.
Yeah.
But I think we
Yeah.
can always that we will start to. We can start planning
Yes.
for next year to have a better outcome.
So you have the visualize, plan, and action framework
Correct.
that you use. Maybe you
Yes.
can just take us through this.
So again, the whole idea of what I've gone through the last 10, 15 years, it is
Yeah.
really using this framework of visualizing what is it that I want to do,
Yeah.
or rather visualizing what is it that I want to achieve,
Yep.
plan for it, and then
Mhm.
act on it. So the first thing is always to visualize it. Once you can visualize the outcome that you want to achieve, then actually like half the battle is won. I think a lot of times people get stuck because everybody is going for the goal, everybody is going
Yes.
for the outcome without
Yes.
actually realizing what is it that they are, how they want to start off with. So it's important to have a visualization of what is it that you want to achieve. What is your mental look about what is it that you want to achieve. Once you can see it very clearly, then you can run towards it.
Yeah. That's very important. Yeah. So once again, if you have just come on, once again, if you answer the question, what do you understand by hope? That you stand a chance to win Dr. Darren's new book, Prisoner of Hope, and you autograph it and write a message to you. Yeah, so
Sure.
please drop a comment below. What do you understand by hope? So, Dr. Darren, we have just covered the visualize, planning, and action. And there's also something that you want to talk about, which is everything we do for a greater good. Yeah, would you like to just take us through this?
So this is something I personally really believe in.
Yeah.
Remember, I told you right in the beginning of our sharing today, all of us are meant here, are placed here on earth, not for our own purpose, but it's really meant for each other. In other words, we are here. Our gifts and our talents, they are not meant for ourselves.
Yes.
Our gifts and our talents are meant to help each other. And then once we realize that, collectively, we can then synergize so that we can have a much, much better outcome. And this is what I mean by really coming together and just really identifying our gifts and then
Yep.
coming together as a community to use our gifts together so that we can then have a better outcome, achieve better results,
Yep.
achieve better outcomes that ultimately that all of us will benefit from.
Yep. So we are coming almost to the end of our show. So Dr. Darren, maybe you can share with us what are you looking forward to in the next 12 months in 2021?
For 2021, again, there is another challenge, the Mount Fuji challenge that I was talking about. It still goes on. Yeah. We will also be for the business, in terms of business, for those of because of the fact that the business trends when it comes to speaking has also changed drastically. A lot of our business when it comes to speaking has gone into blended learning. Basically,
that's right.
I'm trying also to do more coaching through online platform, but also eventually it will be online platform together with on-site training as well.
Blended lah. So it's mixed.
That's right. So I think as a coach yourself, I'm sure you are fully aware that I think that is definitely going to be the future of the industry. So I'm also in a way moving forward and just making sure that the company Mindset Transformation Clinic is getting ready for the next jump.
All right.
Learning. Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And
Yeah.
once again, if you have just joined us tonight, once again, please answer the question: what do you understand by hope? Just type it in the comments below. Feel free to share some meaningful answers, something that really means something to you. What do you understand by hope? And we'll select one answer, and you will get to win Dr. Darren's new book, Prisoner of Hope, and he will autograph it and write a message to you. So finally, as we are about to wrap up, Dr. Darren, what is the one message that you want to give to people who may be going through a difficult time, whether they have lost their job or their income is affected, or their business is affected, or maybe even they have lost their business during this period of time? What message would you want to give them to encourage them?
Yes. You know, Coach. There are two types of people in this world. You know.
Janice has just shared, hope is believing. Yes, amen to that.
That's great, Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Coach Wentai, I really believe that in life there are two types of people. You know, and these two types of people actually can be represented by two types of birds. You know, there are the ducks, and what the ducks do is that the ducks will always be quacking, and as they quack, they are actually just grumbling and they're just complaining about the situation. And I know that everybody that's in this call today, we are all not ducks, you know, because right, the fact that you are here in this call, it means that you know you are not just complaining, but you are also in a way thinking of how to, even if you are in this situation, how to break free and break out of this situation. Which is why I am sure everybody here in this call here today, all of us here are what I call eagles. You know, we are all able to soar far above the storm. You know, so even though right now we are in the storm, we are all able to soar and fly above the storm. We will be the one that will, in a way, be the way makers. We will be the one that will be able to find a way out of the situation, using whatever gifts and the and talents that we have. So I really believe that all of us here, having the correct mindset, having a proper mindset shift towards success, will be able to receive and achieve whatever that we want. Yes.
Yeah, fully agree. Dr. Darren, you have been through a lot in life, and I believe that has actually given you a mindset that says don't give up, even though the odds are against you. And I'll encourage everyone as well as the happy coach, don't give up, don't give up, and don't give up. Yeah, because there's just so much going on for you. And if you just don't give up and just keep moving that one step, whether it's a big step or it's a small step, but you don't give up, just keep moving that one step forward, you eventually get to where you want to be. Yeah. So
Yes,
don't give up. And,
absolutely, coach.
yeah. So we want to just pick. So I just let you have a choice. So Emily has given the answer that hope is happiness, and Janice says that hope is believing. So Dr. Darren, which one will you choose to give your lovely book? I'm very sure will bless people.
Wow, that's a tough call. But I would just have to go with the hope is believing.
Janice. Yeah. So Janice, you have won yourself. You have won yourself the book, and Dr. Darren would autograph it and write a personal message to you. So Janice, congratulations, and thank you for coming. So for those people who have come online and join us for this show tonight, feel free to connect with Dr. Darren. I highly recommend that because Dr. Darren is a very inspirational person. So please connect with him on Facebook, and you can just simply type Dr. Darren Chua. You will be able to find him. He's a handsome man, but more than handsome on the outside. He has a heart of steel inside. that just won't say giving up, just won't give up. Yeah. So please connect with Dr. Darren, and I'm sure you really be blessed and be encouraged by that. Yep. So that's all the time we have for today. And thank you very much for joining us on Tuesday evening. This show Happy Coach Yuan Tai and Conversations with Yuan Tai. And today we have a very special guest, Dr. Darren. And thank you everyone who have joined us. And I hope that you have been blessed by his sharing. I surely have been blessed, and I'll be getting a book for myself as well, Prisoners of Hope. Once again, if you want to get this book, please reach out to him. Is there a website or somewhere? How can they get the book if they want the book? If my viewers want the book?
Usually it would be through the Facebook. So Facebook, Messenger. Yeah, Messenger. And yeah, that'll be the best. Easiest.
Yep, so drop him. I mean, yeah, the book. Maybe you can just show it to everyone again. Prisoners of Hope. Right. I'm looking forward to getting a
receiving a copy. Yes, it will be coming soon.
All right. Okay. So thank you guys, and wish you a very good evening ahead, a very good week ahead, and Happy Coach signing out with Dr. Darren. Bye bye.
Thank you.